Really beginning to feel if it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck. Oh, look. A Honda with the hood up. Isn't that great? And the sun's going down. So, oh, look at that moon. That looks pretty cool. So, I came home from work a little bit early. The Honda wouldn't start. Actually, it started and ran for like a half a second or two and stalled back out. And I've fought just getting a couple of the plugs out. It's been not fun this afternoon, but it has to be done. And now I'm running out of light. So I will see you tomorrow, and I'll fill you in the daylight as I figure out what the heck's wrong with it. In the meantime, you want to see something cool? Well, aside from the moon back there, it looks cool over the tamarisk. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. The sun's going down. Hang tight. Pretty and pink, orange. All right, enough of this stuff. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Howdy, y'all. I was gonna say if I ever get this video together, it has been 3-4 weeks, something like that, and it will be haphazard. If you're seeing this, it's been just that. One of the last videos, God, I need to review my own videos. I posted some stuff how we were helping our friend Josh fix up his Grand Cherokee. Replaced some sheet metal up front and bumper support and stuff like that. It was in a little wreck. That's actually coming along pretty good. Slowly, but good. And of course, I had blown head gasket in the Honda. And actually, it wasn't like your usual kapow, bad, steaming blown head gasket. I think it was a slow problem, like seeping, for the previous owner, who I'm sure was a shyster. And I'm better than this, but I fell for it when we bought it out of urgency. Everything ran good, no check engine light. Yeah, there's a reason for that. It's burned out, probably intentionally. But it ran good. We replaced some ball joints and did some other things that needed. We kind of knew what we got other than this gasket problem. And then finally, all of a sudden one day, it was getting harder and harder to start. And I noticed it was like, even when not warm, it was very, very, very slowly building really, really, really light pressure in the cooling system. The radiator, the cap, the overflow. Just not bad, like hardly anything at all, but some. And you shouldn't even have any pressure when it's cold. It should take the 10 or 15 minutes to warm up to normal operating temp to have any pressure in your cooling system. So ended up pulling it out because... So of course the first thing we had to do, I had to yank the engine out. The only reason I had to yank the engine completely out is because I didn't want to do just the gasket. It was leaking oil. I thought the front timing cover was. It was mostly a little plate in the screen and the rubber O-ring gasket for the VTEC side of things. The valve cover was leaking. But I wanted to change the front and rear main seals and just really give everything a once-over. I wanted to double-check the timing chain and guides. So, if they're still well within spec, I'd just reuse them. But can't really get at all that stuff decently while it's in place inside the car, so out she came. And there she sits in my less than pristine shop. Things were going really well. I had it together a week ago and was torquing things down, and a brand new head bolt broke off well beneath the deck surface, right down around there, down inside the block. Yeah, I lost my temper. I'm throwing some things, and it just, it seems like my prepaid karma plan is not working or something, because I've had such a stroke of bad luck, a streak, I should say. Just things like that. It's one bolt. But if I couldn't get it out, and if a machine shop can't get it out, there's nothing I can do. I have to get at least a block. I'm looking at building another engine, or buying a rebuilt engine, or a good used one. You don't know what you get when you get a used one. So, boy, yeah, it's been especially this last week, a tense week. But I managed to get that bolt out on my own. It's amazing. I don't know how or why, but it worked. I finagled it and got it out. Anyway, it's out. I ordered a net. Well, let me tell you this, not to talk crap about China, but those were Chinese head bolts, and they were brand new, and I was torquing them correctly. And the last one, actually about halfway through the last sequence, that one broke. So I've got everything cleaned up again, ready to go. New gasket on order, and head bolts on order. They in fact just showed up today, and it's a little breezy and nasty weather out here, and I'm getting a late start in the garage, so I'm probably not going to wrap that part up tonight, but maybe tomorrow night. Wednesday, hump day. Hope it's a good day. The two exhaust valves on number 2 were leaking bad. Like it would, the combustion chamber with the head sitting upside down, it would leak out within about 60, 90 seconds. It's like, wow. And it was very obviously those two valves. The thing has, 170 some thousand miles on it. And when you get into something like this, you have to draw the line somewhere. And that's why I did some of these simple little things to test those other valves. And if they're not leaking, leave them be. I'm not going to rebuild the head just to have something, fatigue in the bottom end. It ran fine before this happened. I think those valves have been, getting abused. Yeah, I'm sure it was number 2. Getting abused from all the extra water and coolant. Oh, it's weird. It was never an issue once it was running, and it would never steam. It was just very slowly getting harder and harder to start, and it acted like it had wet plugs, to be honest. That last go around, that's what made me go, this acts like a head gasket. So I fixed those 2 valves, just took them out, cleaned them, hand lapped them, put them back in, leak tested everything. Now, all 16 valves hold fluid for 24 hours, and cleaned everything up. And once I got through that broken head bolt bit, and the new head bolts and gasket came, and put it all back together. And thanks to a whole bunch of extra hands and eyeballs, Mike and our friend Josh was here this last weekend. This is July 6th now. We're talking 5 weeks and like a day or two that this poor Honda's been sitting, because time, money, parts, life getting in the way. I got so many little things half fixed, and in the end I really need to tackle one and just knock it out. So that's kind of what I've been going through. But anyway, engine's back in place. Buttoning up some things tonight. I'm not going to have it running tonight. Tomorrow night, I think Wednesday, July 7th. I think that's going to be my magic night for the Honda. I'll have her up and running, and I'll post up about that when the time comes. And got one last thing to do on the Jeep 2.0 to get it legal. All the fees are paid, title transferred, and all that good stuff. She's all back together, runs and drives great. The alignment's not quite right, so I got to make some more adjustments there. And then take her for smog. She should pass. Replaced some sensors, cleared all the codes, been putting it around on the property, and everything's kosher, no codes. She runs better with a new coolant temp sensor, so wish me luck with that. Anyway, in the meantime, thank you for watching. Nothing technical or fun to watch here, just me babbling and kind of pissing and moaning, I guess. Seem to be good at that lately. So, that's it for now, with the exception of a comment I had today from, I don't know if he wants me to even mention his username. I don't know his real name. Anyway, he simply asked me about when is my next video coming out and possibly going to be any Cerro Gordo content. And I know what he's getting at. What he's getting at is, a while ago, I had, I've got several old barns here on the property. This is one of them. My friend Mike especially funded some of the materials for this to save it, and we turned it into a good little workshop. It's still, I got some trim to put up and some painting to do, and the roof still rattles in a few places. But they're all, I've got a whole bunch of them. They're all about the size of a somewhat, almost tight 4-car garage. That's kind of the size they are. And some of them were too far gone. I've had 2 of them taken down and donated. One to a wedding venue in Acton, California. I can't think of their name. And that was probably 3 years ago. And I was going to get a hold of them to have this other one taken down. And that didn't work out because I couldn't get a hold of them. And then I found out about the American Hotel burning down in Cerro Gordo. And so I reached out to them through their website email initially, and pretty soon I was corresponding with 4 or 5 guys that are, one way or another, have to-dos with the ghost town. And they loved the idea of this, because this is like 1940s, 50s, I'm not sure. Redwood Tongue and Groove. This was an old chicken/egg farm. Sorry about the wind. Let's get over here. So anyway, I sent them pictures, I sent them dimensions, and they loved the idea of the wood. I was going to donate it to them if I could get it down, drop down to the ground, if they had a way to get it up there. I didn't have truck and trailer. Just didn't have those resources. So they were all for it. So we coordinated. I thought we were going to have bigger trailers come down. We had 2 gentlemen come down with their pickups, nice trucks, and kind of small trailers. I know they didn't know what to expect, and I don't know, somewhere we lost something in the translation, I guess. It turns out they took the wood. We helped cut it into like the largest panels that we could keep things retained, but still manage on their trailers to haul back up there. So I'm sure that's what this gentleman who commented today on the channel about is getting at. Because back then I had said that, hey, I've got some more of this barn material and some barn standing. I'd be happy to donate it if we can coordinate. But I sent them some emails. We went back and forth a little bit, and then one of the I can't think of which one it was that emailed me back, or kind of emailed all of us back in a big CC group. They took 98% of this one barn that in fact, those 2 gentlemen helped us take it down. It was a good day. There's another video about it. And they hauled, like I said, about 98% of that barn off. And they were less than enthused. They were less enthused when they left than they were when they got here. But again, I don't think they knew quite what to expect. I'm not sure. There were so many people in the emails, some consistently or more frequently than others. I just feel like we weren't all quite on the same page somehow when I thought we were. I gave them all the information I possibly could. And then after they got up there and with the materials, I reached out to them again they kind of went back and forth. We're all CC'd together. And I reached out to him again. And I said, hey, things, I think if I'm not mistaken, I told him something like, you know, things are going slower for me than usual, which is par for the course for me. Something's always in the way. And then, but as soon as possible, we can coordinate or something, you know, so I can get some more to him. Because I've got another one that's a little less material, but still plenty. And then they came back and said that they, in a nutshell, if it's not 8-foot long wood, they kind of can't use it. So I almost felt like I wasted those guys' time, but I mean, I made it real clear that I only had some 8-foot stuff. I had 6-foot, 8-foot. My fan's dying over here. So anyway, that's kind of where that's at. They haven't reached back out to me. I don't know what else to tell them. Last thing I told them was that when I finally do get to taking down the next barns, I'll see what it yields, what kind of materials I have. But I already know that there's hardly any material big enough to suit their needs. So that's kind of just all falling apart as far as donating more up there. They're more than welcome to whatever I take down when I get it down. Just don't think they're into it as much as they were, because obviously at least one of the gentlemen, one of the owners, was probably counting on, you know, all 8-foot stuff, and I just didn't have that. So to answer your question, dude, like I said today, I would touch base on that. There you have it. I'm kind of rambling a little bit, I know. I'm gonna get in this house and get some dinner because Mama's calling. So till the next time, stay tuned for some Jeep stuff coming up. Probably some Toyota stuff soon. That old 82. The Dodge Dart definitely soon. Maybe just some junk, you know, going on around the farm. But in the meantime, thanks again for watching. If you made it this far, I know I babbled a lot. I guess I felt like I had a lot to say. But in the meantime, take care, and I'll catch you later. So the camera sometimes doesn't do things justice, but despite that, that little sunset at the beginning of this video, that's nothing. It sucks. This is much better. I'm only using my phone. Sorry about the optics, for lack of a better word, but absolutely gorgeous. That's a sunset.